Hi guys, welcome back. We're looking at this month's Cellar Series 6-pack. So we are in August, it's the dog days of summer, and we have 6 wines that really are a tale of 2 different styles. So we are kind of heading out into the woods, like maybe one last time with summer, kind of doing some exploratory wine tasting, some different grape varieties, some very different styles of winemaking. And then we are kind of bringing it back home, kind of getting ready for maybe a school year that might happen, get ready for fall, and kind of bring it home with a little bit of heft going into the end of the month. So let's start off here. So once again, everything is 20% off with this 6-pack. It's $129 the final price. So I think a pretty great value to look at 2 different whites, a rosé, and 3 different reds from all over the world. So let's jump into it. So this is the Krasno. This is a brand new wine in the shop. It's been in the shop for a couple days. So this is a sparkling Ribolla Gialla from Slovenia. So I would say we've never had one of these before. We rarely see Slovenian wines, which is too bad because they really can be some of the great undiscovered wines from Eastern Europe. So this is from the Berdegorska, right along the Italian border, right along the Friulian border, and it's Charmat method. So similar to Prosecco in terms of the way they make the wines. So dry, but has this really pretty kind of like full body, like pear quality to it. Just a really nice new sparkling wine in the shop. So moving to the El Dorado Valley, the Sierra foothills of California, we're looking at Mike and Carrie Skinner's kind of fantastic Grenache Blanc. So this was a best of wine in class at the San Francisco Chronicle Wine Tasting. It's a hell of a wine. It at one point is kind of like a natural wine. It has a lot of these really kind of very pure, I wouldn't say raw aromatics, but there's just this kind of like verve to the wine, even on the nose. Slightly unfiltered, so you'll see a little bit of like a kind of, not cloudy, but like you'll notice just a little bit of a haze to it. And that's okay. Like the winemaker has a very intentional approach to making that wine in a very, very natural way, but it is totally clean and very, very expressive without being this raw thing that is almost more adventure than it is enjoyable. So yeah, great Grenache Blanc. This wine is coming from, and it's a favorite wine of ours, but it's coming from Provence. So we're doing another Provençal rosé. But again, like you won't find rosé anywhere on the label for this. And I think of it as a rosé, but I also think of it as just a truly singular wine. This is a grape called Tiburon, and it's, I think, 90% Tiburon, a little bit of Grenache, and it's aged for 1 year in these gigantic 100-year-old barrels. So it's the 2018, which is the current release. I don't know what to say about this wine. It just has this really lovely, almost savory quality to it, all having plenty of fresh red fruit to it. It's a rosé really like no other. It's a standalone wine in many, many ways. So, okay, as we're bringing it back home, we're going to get to things that are a touch more familiar, but also very, very delicious. So this is Innocent Bystanders Central Otago Pinot Noir from New Zealand. So Central Otago, if you're not aware, is like maybe the most beautiful wine region anywhere in the world. It's where they filmed like Lord of the Rings. It's kind of right on the edge of the Southern Alps on the south island of New Zealand. Just very, very, very fresh Pinot Noir, medium bodied. It's not a big, heady, kind of ballsy Pinot Noir that really kind of pushes you around a little bit. It's just a very pretty, sweet, dry, but just a very pretty and elegant Pinot Noir. Okay, this is Dan and Pat O'Brien, a classic story of kind of some East Coast sommeliers who went out to Sonoma County and really, really fell in love with Sonoma Valley. So if you are in Sonoma Town and you are driving north on Highway 12, you're in that amazingly historic part of American wine. This is kind of like a history book, like 101 Sonoma County. So this young man, Dan O'Brien, Dan and Pat, these guys have really kind of made this their journey to revive historic Cal-Ital styles of wine. So this is a blend of Merlot, Zinfandel, and Barbera, and it has all of the acidity of an Italian wine. It has the richness and depth and kind of base of American wine, and so it's just that awesome marriage of young winemaking very high quality fruits and really uncompromising kind of standards for where they're going. Really fun winemaker to watch. Check it out. So we are finishing up here with the Chateau Ste. Michelle Red Hills Cabernet. The Red Hills is America's smallest AVA, as far as I know, and it is almost completely surrounded by the Yakima River Valley, and it's kind of skirts the Columbia Gorge as well. So this is where like you will find that really small cluster, really powerful tannic Cabernet that makes a lot of Washington State wines so special. So Chateau Ste. Michelle, of course, they make a fair amount of wine, like there's no kind of getting around that. But this blend in particular, they only make 3,000 cases of, which in the grand scheme of things for the larger producer is not a lot. 92 points Wine Spectator. It's just, as we kind of explore new areas, it's fun to kind of come back home and just have a no nonsense, like just killer glass of Cabernet. That's it. This is August. We will see you in the fall, but let's kind of latch on to summer for a few more glasses and kind of work our way towards the colder temps that are sure to come. So cheers.